Welcome back. I've got everything nice and dry and cool to the touch. What we're going to do is go sepal by sepal from left to right and put some detail in. Now I'm going to pick up my smaller brush. It's a number 2. It's got that nice long point on it. I haven't used it yet today, so I'm going to get it moist and wipe the drips off. So what I see here as I look at this very first sepal, comes down here like that. I'm going to take my eradicator and I'm going to get this a little bit lighter in this area, and I'm going to make sure that we got this coming down on the outside edge so we can visualize, and on the inside edge there, what's actually happening. Also right down here is a highlight there as well. So it's eradicator time. I don't know what I would do without my eradicator, so I'm just going to wake up that brush too. Also going to grab a paper towel, which I had sitting right here, which is good. Didn't see it. Just putting my picture back up so I can see that. And I'm going to start with this outside edge. And just make this a little bit lighter, more like the reference. Now we don't have to follow the reference material 100%, but I think this is really going to bring this up and make it look very beautiful. I'm already liking it more just in this little bit here. And this is where we're just doing our little details that really, really is going to make this pop. And if we have to add in some more color as we go, we'll do that petal by petal or sepal by sepal as well. Now I'm going to bring this down. Always check your reference photo to make sure you're doing the right way. Wipe your brush off in between. Alright, so now uh-oh, I dropped my mixing brush. Forever dropping something. And the problem with that is I'm up on a high stool. I have to get down, go pick something up. Not that big a deal, but it's a pain. And what this is going to do is make the viewer's eye follow this highlight, and then it's going to understand more of what's going on with that sepal. And then the end here is quite light too, so we'll just lighten that up a little bit. And I do want to connect those to that end. I'm just looking at it to see if I accomplished what I was looking to do, and it appears that I have. And I'm pushing down as I pick up, because that's going to pick up more paint. Now, there's a little bit of a darker area in there, and I'm going to just wet this just a tad. Now, I don't want it to get into that dark area that's in between, because I don't want this more dark to go over there. I want this to darken just that area right there. All right, I did not drop my mixing tool. I dropped my number 2 brush, so I'm going to look for another one here. Looks like I found one. Yep, another number 2. There we go. And I'm going to pick up our dark. Now, I sprayed my palette so my paint will move for me with just the water and the blending and glazing medium, and that's what you want to do. If you haven't painted for a while, then you just want to be sure that your paint is moist. It doesn't have to be sopping wet. It doesn't have to have a lot of drips or anything in it, but you do want some moisture in your paint. So I'm going to leave a space in between that inside area and the area that we're working on, and I'm going to just soften this in to the sepal. I just want that to be a little darker even than what it is right now. Yeah, it's better. It's going to make it flow into the sepal a little bit better, which is what I'm looking to do. Now, I did go over the yellow a little bit, so I'm just going to go back in and pick that up. There we go. I like that better on that sepal. So that one looks pretty good. Now let's take pick up my eradicator before I drop it. I'm gonna do that. Eradicator, and just on the outside edge here, right from that corner down. See how nice that eradicator picks up that paint? You want to keep working at keeping your eradicator moist and clean. Otherwise, you're just going to reapply the paint you just picked up. That's better. And there's also one on the other side as well, so we'll put that in as long as we're here. Oh yeah, I like that much better. Okay, now let's move on to this sepal. And I see that it actually, I feel it needs another coat of background color. It just doesn't seem to have the value that our reference material does. So let me grab my water brush. And this will be just one coat of water since it's already had water on it. And you want to be real gentle as you apply it. but you don't want to pick up what you've put down already. We just want to add to it. And that's what you need to do, is you need to look at each petal, sepal, whatever it is you're working on, leaf, and decide what does that one need to make it look a little bit better. Yeah, let me look at the just kind of smooshing it to make sure it gets all the way where we want it. That looks good. Looks a little dry right there, so we'll add a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to set down my water brush and pick up. I think I've got my number 4 now, because this is a little bit larger area. It is. And I'm going to start with the mid value. I'm going to almost put it on the wrong side there. I'm going to go right underneath this highlight that I have in there and just deepen that area a little bit. Skip a little bit and then go down. Just didn't seem to have enough color there. Now I am going to go to the mid value so we can deepen this a little bit more. Right, actually, yeah, right in this area it needs to be darker and deeper. Now you don't want to lose your highlight that you have there. That's important. And then this is deeper. So we're going to reinforce that. It's a little bit of deeper area right in here. This is actually a little bit thicker or wider, however you want to describe it, than what I had it. So we're going to do that. And this we're going to deepen up a little bit. Now there seems to be even lighter area than the light green. I'm going to put a yellow. I'm just going to moisten my palette so it'll move for me when I go to pick it up. Yep, that's perfect. All right. And right in this area next to that highlight, actually up in here it's pretty light. There's some over here. And I'm just going to reinforce that highlight. I don't want it to be quite so white, so I'm going to make it more of this yellow color. Just let those colors blend together. Now this outside edge here needs to be a mid value. Just kind of like I missed it. Deepen that one a little bit more. And some of this area as well. And I have one spot there that's too dark for the area. So I'm just going to work it until I pick it up. Could have done it when I was doing the background. This is kind of the way you do it if you don't have an eradicator. You can just continue to work it. So I don't need to take it right down to the color of the paper. And if I did the eradicator, that would be what would happen. Alright, so now I'm just going to do the mid value there again. And go right over that area. Here we go, I like that better. This too. Alright. So we've got our little bit of a highlight here. We've got our highlight there that I've actually turned into a little bit of a gold color, which is about what's happening. This is lighter in here. Now there is an outside edge that we want to use our eradicator on both sides, and we'll do that once that dries. So I'm going to dry this real quickly, and then we'll be right back and do some more eradicator work.